Protoss or Terran? He is either Protoss or Terran. Let me actually quickly take a look at who he's taken out so far. Actually, you know what? I'll just start the game and then we can talk about that in the game. So, in the top right, as the blue Terran, we do have Star HanDy. And in the bottom right, as the white Terran, we do have MB Terra. So it is actually going to be a TBT. So I was actually originally correct when I said that he was Terran, but you guys trolled me and told me he was going to pick Protoss. So you guys are silly. And blue, white. Oh, I forgot to change his name to Star HanDy. Star HanDy. Okay, cool. So we're gonna have a TBT on Circuit Breakers. Now, I'm not sure how good Terra's TBT is, but I do know that he got knocked out of the ISL2 in a TBT. I believe against Patron, I want to say. I think it was a TBT against Patron. But you know, HanDy, as I said, I don't really know too much about him. But let me actually see who he beat on the way here. Looks like he's actually Peruvian as well. So some fellow countrymen taking each other on here in the semifinals. So it looks like HanDy took out Capio in the first round. Into the Fantasy in the second round, whose AKA is DM Dragon. Now, before that, Dragon had actually beaten Jumper, so he's got to be decent, and HanDy took him out. And then HanDy actually 2-0'd LRM Choosy in the last round, in the round of 8. That's right, he 2-0'd Choosy, so, I mean, he's got to be a decent player. So anyway. Looks like some people in the chat are also giving some more history. Apparently this is LG HanDy. And both players scouting each other. Wait a minute, did HanDy not see the SCV? Oh! Wait. No he did. Okay, he was just kidding. He was just trolling. I wonder if that was on purpose, so that TerrOr would think that he was scouting in the wrong direction and maybe like wouldn't block his ramp or something like that. Could have been a mind game, could have been metagame. Maybe I'm just being crazy. Anyway, a factory has been planted for HanDy. And he's got only one guy on gas, so it looks like it's going to be just a one factory expansion. And TerrOr's still mining gas though, so TerrOr looks like he's going to do something more techie, shall we say. And looks like we have a little bit of Marine on SCV action here, and oh! TerrOr has a badass SCV, holy check! Oh man, that SCV came here to scout bases and own Marines, and he's all out of scouting. Do you guys see that? Oh man, what a baller. What a baller. Look at this guy, just running around with one kill. He's like, LOL. LOL. Now this is actually going to set up the metagame for the future. So like, after this game, now that all you guys have seen this, people like on the ladder, instead of going Medic Marine, you're going to start going SCV Marine. It's like, it's actually going to be the new standard against Zerg. People are going to start, like, instead of making 5 barracks, you just make like 3 command centers and pump SCVs, and just go SCV Marine against Zerg. It's going to be so sick. Oh man. Metagaming it up. So, looks like HanDy's SCV is not going to see too much. We have a 1 starport, 1 factory. This could just be a 1 port Wraith with siege tanks, and 1 fact siege tanks, which is fine. And HanDy's gone for a much faster expansion here. Looks like it's a standard 1 vulture into... No, it's actually 2 vultures and then machine shop and expansion. So, yeah, yep, as I said, it's going to be 1-point Wraith with Cloak and the Siege Tanks. So, as long as HanDy can hold this off nicely, without taking too much damage, he should be fine. He's getting a second factory, he's getting an armory, and an academy, so he won't be able to defend against the Cloak Wraiths. And, you know, if he gets a couple of Siege Tanks of his own, indeed he is, he's getting Siege Red as well, then he'll be able to hold off the Siege Tanks as well. So, you know, I think HanDy should be okay, but we shall see. The first Wraith is on its way, and for anti-air right now, there's only one Marine. Is he making some Goliaths? Yes, he is making a Goliath. So perhaps, well, at the very least, this Wraith will get a complete scout, perhaps kill an SCV or two. But when the Goliath gets out, it's not going to do anything more. Looks like he's gonna pew this SCV into oblivion. A couple of vultures of HanDy, just checking out TerrOr's front. And looks like it is gonna be chased away by a single Marine. Where did the Goliath go? Oh, there's the Goliath, okay. So the Wraith takes a couple of hits, and looks like it does use its cloaking now, though there are 2 Comsats. But there's 2 Wraiths here. Is he going to Comsat? He might wait for a couple more Goliaths to make sure he can kill a Wraith. Does not want to waste that Comsat energy. And TerrOr just being really annoying with these Cloak Wraiths. Going back to the natural. He hasn't killed too many SCVs yet, but he's doing a lot of damage, and eventually he'll kill a couple. So there he kills another one now. Looks like engineering base being constructed. He's got to be careful, there's going to be a scan soon. It looks like he ran out of energy anyway. Whoopsie daisies. So we do have a command center placed at the top of the ramp here. And he's going to flip that down to the natural, immediately taking the Vespene geyser. It's a very smart move. And oh, what's HanDy doing? Almost suiciding a couple of ultras there. Does lose one of them. Looks like the Wraiths are actually going to go hunt down the other one. And looks like we do have Goliath range, still on 2 factories, and there is the natural. So, I mean, TerrOr did a good job. He did some harassment, but I don't really think that was enough, to be honest, to justify how much slower his command center is. He's a little bit ahead in supply, but I don't know. And TerrOr not paying attention, gonna lose a Wraith for free. Whoa, whoopsie daisies! I don't know what just happened there. Anyways, looks like we have a Vulture speed on the way and a dropship, so perhaps going for some Vulture drops. And is actually going for a push here, and looks like he's actually going to catch 2 random Siege Tanks out here. I don't know what those Siege Tanks were doing. No, he's actually going to force 1 Siege Tank to siege up. I don't know why. But, well, TerrOr's moving in. He might get a bit of a contain here. At the very least, he's going to get an advanced position on the other side of these bridges. Now, of course, there is that other path that he can exit. And no, it looks like TerrOr's actually going to cliff him from the top here. So he's going to hold this side of the bridges and take this cliff. So he can't actually move out either way. So HanDy is going to be completely contained right here, which is quite a nice move by TerrOr. And it's going to allow him to expand a little bit more freely, although he's still got to be a little bit careful of drops and the like. But yeah, very nice move, setting up that fast contain. In the meantime, getting a 2nd factory with a machine shop and a 3rd factory. And a 4th factory, so going up to 4 facts, and not actually continuing to produce from the starport, it seems. So, you know, a little bit of a wasted cloak upgrade, really. He didn't do too much, but not a huge deal. Now, there is a Vulture drop, most likely going to go into the main here. Would be quite annoying if he perhaps sniped these SCVs building the factories, but it seems that HanDy is aware of what's happened. I don't know how he's aware of this. Perhaps he scanned it or something. I mean, perhaps he expects it just because he's, if the other guy's going for Cloak Wraiths, he obviously has a starport with a control tower, so you would expect him to go for drops. But that's quite a fortuitous Goliath positioning for him. In the meantime, Vultures taking down SCVs in the main. Looks like just going to get a couple. And it seems that the Siege Tanks at the top have been ranged down here. Of course, Siege Tanks do shoot farther than you can see. So if you can actually inch forward and siege up, and if you have something spotting and the other guy doesn't, you can actually kill a lot of Siege Tanks for free. But at the very least, it looks like HanDy's gave himself a small exit path, so he's not completely contained anymore. Meanwhile, just a couple of siege tanks on this side of the bridges, so it's really not a hard contain at all. Meanwhile, is TerrOr actually expanding again? He's not actually expanding it. He's actually not mining at his natural. I don't know, did I miss something? Did I miss a drop? Like, I must have missed a drop. Did I miss a drop? Does he have a starport? He doesn't have a starport. No, he does have a starport. Did I miss a drop? I don't see a dropship. And nobody's yelling at me. So I guess I didn't. I don't know why TerrOr's SCVs are just freaking out there though. 76 supply for HanDy against 86 of TerrOr. And I'm like, wow, that's actually completely unbalanced. He needs to send a lot more of these over to the natural. Look, wow, look at this, look at this. He only has like the 10 SCVs in the natural and like 82 at the main. What? TerrOr. Balance, man. You gotta balance your workers, and it looks like we have a breakout. As I said, there weren't many siege tanks in HanDy. Could he be taking this game? Looks like no, not quite gonna break it out, or break out of here. And this is actually really annoying me. Oh my god, I just want to storm drop this right now. I don't even care. Just give me a shuttle and 2 High Templars, man. I'm good to go. In the meantime, HanDy is a much more nicely balanced set of bases. But, you know, he's still kind of contained here. With a really, like, flimsy contain, but it's good enough, it seems. And, uh-oh, looks like Vulture's running in here. Are they going to start mining up the siege tanks? No, they're actually just going to AFK. Nope, there go the mines. And it looks like... are only going to get 1 tank there. Another dropship being produced.